By the way, these are allergen coughs, and this is me physically trying to force pollen out of my lungs.
Okay.
I understand the feeling.
Everyone hold on to something, earthquake.
Now, are you sure it's allergy coughs and not trying to exercise a demon out of your lungs?
Begone, Satan! Yeah, no, that doesn't work.
Hello, Shamu.
In nomine Patri et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Yeah, see, it doesn't burn when I do that. Except that fucking smack to my chest I did. I kind of slapped it just a little too hard, and now I have a handprint on my chest.
You're pasty.
Who did this? Who did this? Where's my gun?
Alright. Is my voice mod working? Yes, it is. Okay.
Yeah. You should turn it off.
No. I don't think I should.
Oh.
I like my analog instant voice modulation, thank you.
It's pretty sad when analog goes better than digital. When digital's supposed to be better.
Yeah, it's like those fucking digital oscilloscopes. It has to, like, calculate things, and that takes time when, like, the analog one is literally a laser beam. You can't get faster than light. I'm sorry. It might be convenient to go
the
back.
laser.
And
It fucks nerds.
it might be convenient to go back and see what the waveform looked like, but, like, you could also just continue to read it. Like, it's not gonna change.
Like that one that Electro Boom has. That thing's pretty damn nice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But that's a really good one. It gives them off for free every now and again.
Yeah, they're probably expensive too.
Like $800 or some shit.
They're expensive boys. It's like retro technology. People don't really make them anymore.
Now, hear me out. An inflatable tank that you can put in the pool, and it has a working water gun and little paddles so that you can get around with it in.
Didn't somebody make that?
Yes. Ask the Derg. I sent him a picture of it.
It's kind of cool. Kind of cool.
Okay, but like, you're actually just a tank, though. You're just kind of sitting there.
No, yeah, you paddle around.
The one that I sent him is actually
Soaking
a tank.
tanks. Modern tanks are a lot faster, but like, you know, those old ones, they didn't go anywhere. Some of them
Not
were
really.
buried in the earth.
So. Depends where the lake, my bad.
Yes, yes, you're all beautiful.
Yes.
Here we go. Klaus can have this.
Damn, he made an A skill weapon on his first try.
Yeah, he's got a bonus to make good stuff because he's, a scientist. Probably also the only time that's gonna happen. I like knowing what the ammo is.
Is it like vinyl records?
I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you. No, it's not that big. No, I have
black.
Actually
Small.
straight up diamonds. You can't fire it without wasting thousands of dollars.
Yeah, diamonds
Who the
are
fuck
only
knows?
expensive in our culture. I'm pretty sure in every other culture they would be pretty much meaningless.
Well, they'd be useful
They'd
and
be-
nice, but they
yeah.
wouldn't be obscene like they are here.
Like, if you look at the cost difference between construction diamonds and like diamonds people wear, it's like it's over 1,000% markup. It's stupid.
Yeah.
And then you got
cubic zirconium.
moissanite right there next to it on the refractive index. It's
I don't like
shinier and it's clearer.
What is the name of that again?
Is it
Moissanite.
moissanite?
Wait, yeah.
I don't like it.
There's no T. It is not moist. It is moist.
Still, I kind of don't like it.
You know, I have a theory about what this weapon fires.
Oh, yeah? Good for you.
Yee.
I think so, anyways.
It's not coins.
Oh.
Yeah.
I knew that'd be the first thing you thought of.
It just shoots money.
You
There's
can
actually
try
a
it,
weapon
bro.
like that in Terraria. It actually uses coins as your ammunition.
Yes, I used it to kill my buddy Ben once when I found it because I had a bunch of platinum, so I started shooting him in the head.
I
And the
haven't
fucker,
played that.
and the fucker respawned, killed me with vampire knives, and stole all the platinum I used to kill him. I forgot he had those. It wasn't the vampire knives that were really the problem. It's the armor set that made him throw them like a drug addict. Just I eventually did win when I got that weird, extremely unwieldy, like staff that fires violently exploding orbs that will kill literally everything. It was pretty simple. I just spawned in, ran to the chest, grabbed it, landed on him, and blew us both up. I was okay with killing myself because it wasn't my house I was ripping open on a blood moon night. Hindsight, we probably shouldn't have spent 2 whole days in game killing each other for fun.
What time is it when everybody starts waking up?
And I did light him on fire. That's probably what really pissed him off.
Oh.
Anyways,
Oh, there's also Morganite stone.
yes, there's gems. They exist. Congratulations, you've learned.
Do the wisdom and intelligence A scales stack, or is it choose one?
They stack. If something
They
has
are
a
additional.
if something has a scaling in 2 different stats, that adds on top of all of the stats for it and all of your natural stuff. That's
Yes,
how you're
so
able to kill bosses if you're really
that
strong.
is, so basically, I words are hard. Fucking word.
English is hard. Other languages don't have this problem.
Fucking that's not true. There's like 6 different words for second French. Yeah, well, what is it? There's pois, and not for second. This isn't for second, but it's like for people, peer, and a bunch of other things, and pair. It's bear, 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 bear. All of those mean something different contextually.
Anyway, so basically, in your J column, you would basically hit equals and then whatever the. I have to tab over here and look at the thing. Let's see. So single A in intelligence, that would be U, whatever the number was, U12, and then he said wisdom also. All right, then U11. So you basically would hit equals U12 plus U11. And it'll automatically calculate it for you.
Alrighty, thank you. And I assume it already has one piece of ammunition loaded into it. We don't just have to stuff things in and see what works.
Exactly.
Well, it sounded like there was nothing in there.
Now the
Yes.
random thought that comes to my mind is, can he open it up to look, or does he have to load it a special way?
Oh, you have to load it. You have to be determined to load it.
Is it a muzzle loader with a spring mechanism?
It's more like you ever have one of those gumball machines argue with you at a Walmart?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
I just invented the most inconvenient weapon in existence.
Oh, we'll find out how much damage it does. As soon as we
Yes, you
figure out
will.
what it takes.
And how to fire it. There's no visible trigger.
Oh, great.
It literally just looks like a stick with a line on it. In ergonomics, and it's slightly leaned forward. It looks like a fucking Star Trek phaser. Just okay. It is the 9th hour when you're awoken. It's a lot nicer getting woken up at this guild. Fuck, it's not like somebody beating on your door. It's very polite, very just gentle knocking.
Now the question is Beatrice comatose?
I feel
They
he's
are-
probably being used as the small spoon.
He is.
Bonnie's
the
an
small
early
son.
riser.
Beatrice is well rested and content, very happy.
Isn't that pleasant? Bonnie is mildly surprised that the penis is gone.
One just kind of lifts his head up. What?
Eh,
Good morning, Bonnie.
And Bonnie has that. She's got the musculature of a fucking long distance runner.
bodybuilder.
She gorgeous.
Bodybuilder, yeah.
She got the big muscles, but they're not bulky.
Both of those that too, technically. Yeah. Fancy. Alright. Beatrice is conscious enough. Mostly because Sen's waking up. It's a very, you usually get awoken when you feel a physical object get pulled from an orifice.
Yeah.
Fist. I still want to know the fucking first conversation behind fisting. Sense.
I love you. Let me put my hand in your butt.
Love you. Let me punch you in the ass. Okay. No, I mean I want to punch you inside the
holding an
ass.
apple.
Fucking love that movie. I was watching it the other day. I watched a lot of shit while I had pneumonia, and it was great. Or correction, I
I'm gonna
watched
watch
bits
the
and
new
pieces
Mortal
of it.
Kombat tonight.
It took me like 3.5 hours to watch a 1-hour movie because I kept falling asleep. Anyways. Hey. Now, realistically, it's just all of you discussing what you want to do. Do you want to go back across the water or not? Yet. Either way, Bonnie wants to go back. But they don't want to go by boat. They would like to go by land.
Was she not a fan of the boat?
Well, no, it's just Bonnie wants to go back by land because if you go back by land, you can stop by her house and see her parents again.
Beatrice was thinking it would be nice to visit them.
Yeah, it would.
Get Naibai on their side. If Naibai finds out they can actually stop by Monza's house.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, the place where his gallery is that all the rich people want to see.
Naibai's a big fan, so.
They are a big fan. They heard all about this great giant who is gentle enough to carve stone into these beautiful sculptures with only their fingers. Also, apparently, if you move the hydrogen bond from the middle of the structure to the end, H2O becomes a free radical toxin.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, if you turn H2O into HO2, it becomes toxic.
Extremely toxic to humans and most bacteria.
Now, you remember how alteration magic works, right?
Yeah, alteration is essentially the restructuring of atoms through magic.
Yeah. Imagine how easy this is for an alteration mage.
It's easy if they're really good. It's very hard to do something that extremely complex because they have to. Well, like that's like the balance for alteration mages here is they have to have some understanding of the physical sciences to fuck with the body.
Yeah, well, that's the balance how it is in the base game too. Like if you don't know what you're doing, it's just like, I want to make gold. It's like, all right, that's going to be kind of hard, but go for it.
I want to collide atoms. Okay.
Okay.
You want to make a gnat fart.
Exactly. I'm going to split an atom. Good job. You made a spark. Where's the boom? It's supposed to be. It's
Okay, you're splitting one atom. There you go. Have fun.
yeah. You kind of need a cascade here, fella.
It's like it's happening. I'm sure there's a little bit of that happening as we speak, but there's not enough of it for anybody to notice.
All right, then I'm gonna create matter. Good job. It's happening all the time. Just you don't notice because it immediately annihilates in the background.
Yeah. Hard to make an antimatter bomb. Alright.
Shadow takes no responsibility for Asuka using any device that he gave her information about.
You should take full responsibility for teaching the Oni with a science fetish how to create a nuclear weapon.
I don't know. It sounds like a personal problem for literally everybody else involved.
Exactly.
Pretty easy to be the Emperor of Japan when you have the Emperor of the whole of Japan. When you have a nuclear bomb that nobody knows what it does, but they made that island disappear last week.
When Japan is America, the rest of the world, oh no.
You're going to watch the anime, you're gonna fucking like it!
Buy my anime! Yes, sir.
Yes. I mean, Japan's pretty smart exploiting other countries by turning all the youth into weebs.
I mean, yeah.
It's like a more functional. It's like high functioning communism. Oh my god! By the way, I heard something fucked up. One of my friends actually said communism is like autism. There's different functionalities of it, but none of it ever gets very far in life, and I thought that was fucked up.
Yo.
What?
Hey now, that's ableist. Come on.
Like, damn, James, that's pretty cold. You're right.
It's
yikes,
funny
my guy.
because it's true and exaggerated, and that's the basis of comedy.
Comedy is meant to piss you off. It's meant to evoke emotion. It's all part of it. Also, why it was illegal to be a comedian in Ireland back in ancient times.
I
It
mean,
was illegal to be.
didn't you get your balls cut
Yeah,
off
well-
if you were a bard?
If you kept breaking, not well. If you were a bard who was like a singer, it didn't really matter. They did try to cut off some of their balls if they were too crazy, or it's usually if they slept with the wrong woman. If you're a comedian, they would try to cut your balls off, or just force you to live in one town where they could watch you and your behavior, because they didn't want you to breed, because they believe comedians were dangerous. Because
Yeah,
words can.
There is something about
Deal a
words
lot of
have
damage.
power, and like especially the king's bard was on a tight edge there.
Plus, comedians made fun of druids a lot, and you weren't supposed to make fun of druids, but of everybody.
Please don't
Anyway.
care. Everyone's
If
fair
you
game.
tell a comedian you're not allowed, that's immediately what they're going to make jokes about.
Yeah, sounds about right.
For my first piece, I'm going to say 5 words that are illegal. And then we're going to discuss it. And if you disagree with me, I'm going to call you all another illegal word. Local comedian dares have fun. Wait, that's illegal.
That's illegal. Pay the court
All right.
fine or
Stop! You violated the law. Fucking.
Take the fine off.
Say what you want. The AI in that game was fucking so OP that when they re-released it, they had to make it stupider.
There have been some games with really smart AI, and people like didn't believe that it was actually doing the things the coders said they did.
Bruh, the Rangers in fucking Oblivion did their job. Their literal in-lore thing was to find criminals on the edges of civilization and bring them justice. I walked out of an inn at the bumfuck edge of the map and got shot in the fucking head by an arrow. I mean, I still killed him, but that's pretty smart AI when it's just like, this motherfucker's over here.
Well, the AI also cheats in that series because of the whole I don't know, animals turning in crimes.
Not in Oblivion, only in Skyrim.
Oh, they were
Only in
They
Skyrim.
that?
And
Oh, well,
Skyrim.
Skyrim was
Whatever.
basically
Children!
built on the same engine, so it has some issues.
Children, however, would fucking turn you in. And you couldn't do anything about it until you downloaded the Kill Child mod. Okay,
Kill that little bastard, I believe is what it was called.
fucking love that mod. 1.5 million downloads.
They need to send that statistic to the fucking dev teams. Let them think about what they've done.
That was when it came out. I think last I checked, it had like 13 million downloads ever since they made it free for like a week. It's almost like the entire player base kind of has a problem with that smartass in Whiterun.
Oh, fuck that little bastard.
I don't know somebody who doesn't.
Fucking hell. Oh my god. Alright, we're getting back on topic after this. But
Yeah.
that mod combined with one that let me pick somebody up by the throat and rip out their heart was the best combination ever. I was proud to have the words child's heart in my inventory. Alright. So,
we should probably play the game before we piss off more people.
they
Yeah,
can
that'll be
fuck
fine.
off. This is to weed out the weak ones. Alright.
I don't know who's emotionally sensitive who's still watching us after how many episodes, but like, what are you
Dude,
doing
almost.
here?
Just stop it.
Just
Listen
Go
to
with
it
mine
while
and
they go
stop
to
being a
sleep.
bitch.
Ah, fuck! I
save
gotta
your
stop
time.
putting knives everywhere! Shit! Okay, I'm okay. It's only a small wound.
Stop hurting yourself.
Oh, fuck you. Pain is how I know I'm alive. That and the erections. Pretty good indicator.
No,
That is
those
a
are
really
my
good
fault.
indicator.
I don't know. Today they were, their fault. Anyways. Good. Like, that's such an open-ended comment because I'm such a man whore you don't know who they are.
Anyway,
Breakfast is good.
yes, Beatrice is all for the road trip.
Omelets. Question is, can you convince Mob to leave after only having been here for like half a day again?
They have omelets
That
for
is a
breakfast.
good question. Speaking of him and his lady friend, did you see those pictures I forwarded of tar clothes?
Yes,
Yeah.
they actually do have tar clothes in this realm, at least in this country.
I thought those
Rather,
might
it's more like tar armor.
Armor, if you
That
will.
reminds me, I
I
have a
will
picture of a
cut you.
character.
Forget it was funny. Sounds like it's what is it? Irish made armor because timer. Maybe Swedish.
Tarmer. I am
Hey,
not the
Harmer.
dwarf. Even less Scottish. Fun fact, the whole reason that dwarves can cook is much like with Tolkien being British, good cooking was as much as a fantasy to him as elves and dwarves. Okay,
Because they're fucking.
okay. Alright.
Putting a picture of tar in armor in random.
I think Naiba is going to order her eggs omelette du fromage.
Very good.
What?
Hers is a lot heavier. Other than that,
Yep.
yes, that's literally just a fancy way of saying omelet with cheese.
Pretty much,
Kevin
yeah.
requests say large eggs.
Alright.
She heard it
Just
like once somewhere, and she doesn't understand it, and she figures, well, these people probably know what it means.
Thing. Well, you like a meat with that? You know, something. Poultry. Oh, okay. Then just lunch.
Yeah, just eggs with cheese.
Hey,
She doesn't
Confused.
specify what kind of cheese or like, you know, anything else about it. Just omelet cheese.
Yum. Anyone else?
Kevin can always here. Yeah, you got some larger eggs that we can do. Get one poached.
No. I don't know.
Poaching's
You
illegal.
know, this language is about to sound weird.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh, there we go.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Nice. Fucking waiter. Mondo zugarnana? Zubale yuwa. Ornio, tuiza. Yeah, we have a lady large dragon egg. Fresh one. About 8 or 9 inches tall.
Well, and they part with it. Oh, yeah.
Well, Beatrice is going to have some sort of spicy omelet. And she likes the spicy stuff.
Fion will order a omelet with ham, and you could ask if they have any sautéed mushrooms.
Rivion.
Klaus will just have all of the sausage in the building.
All of it? I don't know if
All
you'll
of it.
survive that. Other people also want sausage.
Not as much as Klaus wants sausage.
I don't know about that. There's currently an osmium who you can see over there eating what looks like an entire rack of ribs by themselves. I don't mean like a small one. I mean like looks like it was cut off of a 400-pound hog and put on a platter.
It's the
They all are
ribs
an
in the
orc,
opening
though.
of Bedrock.
They are an orc. They're eating it bones and all.
Of course they are. That's
Orcs are...
that's calcium right there. Good stuff.
Tell you one. They will give you pounds. Non-negotiable. What is sin? It's a question. Sin wants many things. Sin is a man. Probably. All he eats is sweet things. Anyways, Sin's gonna go with a nice brothy soup. First time Mob's not eating with you. Weird. Also peaceful.
I'm sure he's eating something.
Probably trying some of the horse.
He's over there with the centaur. Yes. It's odd that he doesn't sound, you know, insane as he speaks. It's frickin' Farazi just. I don't like it. Stop.
It's cute. It can't be that bad.
It's unnatural. It goes against the common order.
Beatrice is gonna kind of look at Faraji. It's weird, but it's kind of nice.
No, it's not. It goes against the natural order. Mob is supposed to be unstable and screaming, not calm, collected, and suave. I demand to know whose fault this is. I don't answer that. I know whose it is.
I was gonna say. But it seems pretty clear.
Can't he just bite my finger and be normal?
You could ask him. I bet he'd bite it for you.
No, fuck you. It has to be authentic. Currently having Faraji go through a crisis right now.
Beatrice finds this hilarious.
I know. If you go over there and stick your finger in his food, he's sure to bite it.
It should be authentic.
You're ruining perfectly good food. It's an insult to his skill as a cook.
You could chance death and go slap the lady of his interest on him. I mean, she might kill you, but you can guarantee he's going to take a chance.
That's a good idea.
It's not a good idea, no.
Sid will reach over
Do
and
not
grab
slap the
her
horse on
single
the
ear.
ass.
Do not listen to them. They are trying to get you killed for their amusement.
Funny as it would be, I would also be somewhat liable, and I don't need this on my record.
Yes, his mothers would beat the shit out of you. No,
She would.
it's okay. Glory doesn't hit that hard, from what I hear.
Beatrice is just kind of cracking up over there by herself.
No, she doesn't hit hard individually. It's the number that's the problem.
Oh,
No, she doesn't hit hard from what you hear. Oh, gee. Just got fucking Faraji. His response to that comment is a very organic. Yeah, no, you usually just hear the sound of your sternum cracking in 3. Then you black out.
The sweet release of pseudo-death.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's death. She can't punch you hard enough to stop your heart, yeah.
I'm sure she can punch you hard enough to reach in there and grab it.
I watched my dad tear someone's heart out once as a child. To correction, it was a werebear. Quite big. It whined like a weakling, though. A lot of things whine like weaklings when they're dying.
That's why they like to use violent birds. Those large amounts of blunt force trauma over a very short period. Very quiet.
It was simple. He took a swipe at Mom, he grabbed her by the back of the head, and then he punched through its spine and tore its heart out from the back.
Sounds effective.
That's mildly terrifying.
Mom's
Anyways.
method is a little simpler. She just cuts it out.
Oh, look, here's the food. It's easy to notice the food with 6 pounds of various sausage being sat down first.
One of every kind.
Just one?
6
No,
pounds
it's
of sausage.
6 pounds of various sausages.
Hello.
And then the omelets, and the omelet, and the omelet. The poached egg, and the omelet, and the soup. Whatever the fuck Faraji got. I'm not sure what it is. And he takes a bite out of it, and it's like, oh! It's some sort of pan-fried egg burrito.
Oh,
Hey, I've made those.
sounds tasty.
Darth. Eggy.
Don't say
Hello,
it.
Juice.
Synonym!
I'm glad you guys found him too.
I love it. Just sugar, water, fire.
Yum.
Yum, yum. I love fucking Dylan. Well played, dead people. Fucking
This isn't food. This is a war crime.
like
It tastes like crunchy diesel.
add mayonnaise to the chocolate. What do you keep it in your purse? It's
Mayonnaise
horrible, but I
can
hope it
make
turns out good.
many
Just
things
like
better,
children.
but not chocolate.
I don't know.
Actually, mayonnaise in chocolate will keep the cake really moist and fluffy.
Yeah, if you're making a cake, but not just straight chocolate.
Yeah,
The
no.
pack-
Just let me just spray some Heinz fucking mayo
The
onto
Watergate
my
salad.
Hershey's
Oh, my
chocolate
Hershey's
bar.
Make it
The
more
reference-
potato.
We're gonna make this into a milk chocolate.
Reference, dear viewer, it's Dylan _ Hollis, I think, on TikTok. Does some of these old vintage recipes. He's fucking hilarious. Go check him out.
Some are as bad as they sound, and others are surprisingly delicious.
Fion would enjoy his omelette when it arrived.
You got Bonnie. It's kind of aggravating that Bonnie fluently speaks their language.
Well, she lives there. It kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
Exactly.
kind of.
You got Faraji over there just impressed.
Yeah, I can just Beatrice is over there imagining Bonnie rocking Faraji's world.
Yeah, it's probably why I
She's
couldn't
kind of
understand.
sitting there, I ship it.
Yeah, that's probably why I couldn't understand some of what she said last night. That's all. My face was buried in the pillow most of the time.
I thought I smelled domination on you.
More than you know.
So should we get going soon?
Hey, but we should go. Stop by Bonnie's place. It'd be nice to see
That's
Mums
going
again.
to take at least 3 weeks via the road. Then we'll get to the town where my house is. And then it's another week and a half to the border. And then about another week to get to the city. So yeah, thereabouts a month and some change.
I wonder if
Time.
Mob's new friend would like to join us for some of the trip.
I believe they said they
certainly
wanted to
keep him
stay
happy.
here.
Well, can all go do a normal business. I'm the only one that'll probably listen to. Have any odd
Thumb hurts and it is very distracting.
suffer? Sorry.
Be great if my nose would stop trying to drown me.
No, suffer.
I made sure to take an allergy pill nice and early today.
Clear to D. Woo!
Because you can't be drowsy if you're comatose.
I'm sure just one allergy pill would help me greatly, but I refuse to take it. I don't need.
Well, you don't need it, but it would certainly make you feel better.
Yeah. Probably, but
Until you get
Just think
used to that feeling of normalcy, and then it's like, oh man, now I'm dependent on it.
there's goods.
Yay, drug addiction.
Okay. Well, you can all finish up your breakfast and then discuss how fast you want to get to the other guild.
Naibai would like to go there swiftly, because she's been, like... She's been waiting on doing this quest that's, like, been living inside of her for a while now.
Oh, yeah.
At this point, Klaus starts to discreetly pack away all of his leftover sausage for later.
Yes.
How discreet is discreetly?
Pick up, place into inventory, pick up, place into inventory.
Stuffs into mouth, but actually going into inventory.
Pretty much. That's kind of it's like, this is sure yummy. Inventory.
I would like to really point out that your inventory cannot be accessed via the inside of your body, only the outside.
Yeah.
So careful with that. Not a lot of space in there. Accidentally summons Lance. Well, congratulations, you just became a sword swallower.
I imagine
Oh, they
this
probably
isn't an issue
sideways.
for dildos.
Oh,
I mean, it's really
okay.
easy. You can just put your hand flat to your asshole and summon one. And it's got to go some direction.
Yeah, it goes between your fingers and breaks the middle and ring fingers sideways.
Not all of us are tight asses.
Well, I don't want to touch that one. All right.
Fiona, I don't know
It's
about
very
you.
simple, though. Go on, Fiona. Speak, child.
I don't know about you all, but I wouldn't mind having a day to kind of explore the city some. Well, so parts of the city I can afford.
You guys need a guide for that?
Not really.
You would, actually. Don't want to go wandering around an Amanthian capital city like this and not know what you're doing.
What's that?
Especially because, I hate to tell you this, despite there being technical equality laws, there's not exactly a severe enforcement of proper treatment of those that aren't of the human variety. Not really much you can do about that, I suppose. Of course, you don't even know how to get to the Low City from here, do you? You always
Not.
take the quick way down and slide down one of the hills or surfaces. Come on, I get close.
I'm gonna slide down that hill. That's a cliff. I'm gonna slide down that cliff.
Other than that, oh no.
Well, here's the question, though. How fast exactly do you want to get to my house and back to where we came from?
Well, I'm pretty flexible on it, but I am fairly eager to continue progressing at, well, a variety of things, including training and, of course, leveling up, getting stronger.
Meeting new people would be nice, but new people everywhere.
Very true.
Okay.
Like that person over
normal?
there. Hi.
Hey!
See? And now we're friends.
But Siri, when we were supposed to collect, is she going to stay here or is she coming back with us?
I don't have to worry about them. Get them and let them do adult things. Older person thing, should I say. We're all adults here. Legally, we've been adults since we were 16.
Well,
I
if you stick around for a little while, I might as well get more training in.
With some training. Be gathering some more supplies.
Pretty sure that there's some stilettos around here that could teach me a few things while we're here.
Still get
So
an
Not sure if that was
allowance.
a real bird or if that was a recording.
What?
Just something sounded like a bird. Anyway,
Oh no, I'm outside. There is a bird.
That is a loud
Okay.
bird.
Back at it.
Does anybody
you
have
ever
any
heard a
food
bird?
lying around on the table?
Ivy's probably finished like half of her meal.
I
Kevin's
have
still
plenty
working on
of
the egg.
sausage if you need any.
Fion's probably
Oh, okay.
his omelet.
There's just a hand reaching up, slowly stroking at one of the sausages from under the table, trying to steal it stealthily. They failed! The stealth roll is why you can see the hand attempting to steal said sausage.
I smack it.
Ah, shit. Mother.
My
Yes.
sausage.
Mm. Okay, fine. Give me the sausage.
I was gonna have Beatrice do something funny to it if nobody else did something.
Fiona's gonna look under the table.
Yes. Beyond just going to see what looks like some sort of... somebody's hunched under there like a gremlin with their back to you from where you are.
Excuse me.
Nastoe Tsushia Chinga.
What?
I heard him say language in common tongue and just being a shit.
Okay, fuck you. We all speak common, asshole. That's
Exactly.
Shit! Alright, clarification. Since you're very obviously not educated people in this country. They slowly crawling their way out from under the table, slipping between legs. Soft thighs.
Pushing back in.
Tails.
I
And
just
it
slide
seems
my
to
plates
be-
closer to me.
Yes, guard your plates. Don't let them have your food, Klaus.
How dare they want sustenance?
They're not very big though. They're very lithe in form. They have kind of onyx colored skin in them pointy ears that are like half the size of a normal elf's ears. But it's definitely a elf, if you would, a half elf.
Oh, so we can't combine words, but you can. Oh, okay.
Yes, I can. I'm the world. Okay.
Beatrice
First
is
off,
going to scoot her plate a little closer to whoever that is and offer a little bit of the leftovers.
they'll pinch and tear a little bit with their nails, and then they'll kind of move their little scarf out of the way and slide it in their mouth and then cover it up. And for that brief moment, you can see what looks like some sort of symbols around their mouth. Hmm. Hi, godless Zilnyar, eavesdropper and food purveyor. Couldn't help but overhear you looking for training. Is that right, yeah? Good. Of
That's
course, I just heard it.
Well, yes, I am. I am in the process of training to become a dancer.
Ah,
The rogue type.
ah, not the exotic type, right? There's nothing wrong being an exotic dancer, though. My mother, what I've been told, was one.
Well, I wouldn't mind learning some of that too, but
Well, careful. That's how you wind up with a bastard like me. Just gonna snatch what. Sin looks away for a second, and they snatch one of the croutons out of his soup. The hell? Anyways, if you're looking for a specific instructor, I would take you specifically somebody who would qualify as that instructor. Most people won't say no to me because they owe me financially and life debts. I like collecting life debts.
well, I'd certainly be appreciative of that.
But then you
Do
know
you have an
them.
instructor? No, I just clear up one of their debts. I was going to bully Faramia today, but she's currently occupied with a friend from somewhere, and I don't want to interfere because the last time I did that, I woke up with a hoof print on my ear. So,
I think that friend
anybody?
might be one of our.
Probably very loud. Actually, he's not very loud. He's loud when he's not with her.
That sounds about right.
Allergies. Yeah. Full disclosure, I totally wasn't sleeping under this table. It was all a planned encounter. I promise.
You know, I thought I was kicking something.
Where I asked you to stop twice.
I couldn't hear you.
Sure. Looking for a response, trying to feel like me to take instructors. Like,
I would like that.
Do you know any instructors for yo-yo fishing?
Dial tone noises. Or dial noises.
No, there are no instructors for a unique skill.
I do know somebody.
We'll be right back.
Okay.
And he wants a spell blade.
Well, I don't.
That arrow blade same exact stick. Comment rescinded, actually. I was going to say something. I don't have anything. He seemed to have held weeks.
Stare.
At the bandana. Are you wondering why my face? No. Okay. Silence again. I'm just going to go.
Okay, I'm back.
I'm just going to go arrange for your instructors. That way you'll stop staring at me in silence and talk I'll be back in like an hour, so I might have to chase one of them down.
Definitely.
Don't stay here. It's awkward to sit at this table for more than an hour and not drunk. Or the
Yeah.
Samyaf over there, the dryad, just spends all her time lying there with her tits barely hanging in that cloth. Okay.
I'm surprised that that cloth thing 20.
Oh, Mithril. Thank all the pagan gods. They are very confident despite only being 5'1".
Oh no, it's another glycol.
Michael was like
Hmm.
3 foot something.
No,
No, wait,
Glycol
that
was
was
5'5".
Yeah. Who am I thinking of? That was
Yeah, 3 foot
Akane.
Akane and shit. What was his name? A little merchant. A little goblin merchant.
Oh yeah, what you
Fuck, it's been a while. All I know is he became a goblin general.
yes, I'm trying to remember his name now. It's been a long time.
Oh yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago, yeah.
I don't know if we actually recorded that or not.
Nope.
Yeah, well, I don't know if we recorded those ones.
Did not.
Our initial sessions, the first world, we didn't record.
Let me look at
Alright.
some of my notes. I might have it. Because this is gonna bug me.
Yeah, okie dokie. Yeah, it's gonna bug me too. Figure it out, please. Okay.
Okay, so the person
Oh, I even
leaves.
have the horses' names in here.
All of them?
Well, not all of them, some of them.
Okay. So you guys are gonna be there. Hopefully not sitting there for an hour.
No.
Assuming you'll go
No,
moving
no,
around the
no,
guild,
busy.
being adults and doing things.
Naibai will probably talk to some of the merchants and like just see what they can glean about the goings on around the guild, you know, just kind of gossiping. Maybe potentially getting a couple of quests.
Get out of my lungs! The current going on that's got the guild a little curious is a small power struggle going on between one of the older families of the city and the Verzeis family, which is a dark elf family. One of the only non-human families of royal, nobles to actually have some sort of sway. Just hoping that they don't drag the guild into it. If they do, the guild will be obligated to go with a member of the guild. It's kind of unfair. Unless they hire another branch of the guild to help, and it'll be awkward. And there's a very big argument. And there's also a giant pool going on that if that does happen, do they think that godless Zilmyar might actually finally be able to stop Rigel from which what Akane learns completely on another continent, mind you, in another country.
Yeah.
Not even at the guild he's at.
It's just
What they learn is that this osmium
Fine.
from the other branch of the guild named Rigel sounds fancy. They
Wait.
confirm that he is a light mage.
Did you
Which
mean, Bye-bye.
No, Akane.
Oh no.
Naibai also learns this too. Kane would have learned this too.
Naibai's only learning about it now. Akane probably learned about it from one of the adventurers she was beating up.
They started it.
Regardless, Naibai does learn about Rigel, the Light Mage, who's an Osmium adventurer, who should be back soon, if not already back at the other guild, who kinda has sort of a reputation as the most unstoppable of them, just because the nature of his magic. And they wonder if Godless will be the first person that can actually stop him with his curse. There's also a very large pool of about 15,000 platinum coins going on right now in favor of Godless actually killing him. However, there's currently 185,000 platinum coins on Rachel killing Godless.
Wonder why we can't just have a friendly competition to decide it. Why do people have to die?
But it's quite
Because
simple.
in the competition, you someone getting angry, it's a fight, and
People would get hurt anyways.
Besides,
Yeah, this makes it interesting for everyone else.
what Naibai also sees is, in fact, that person with the bandana, Godless, chasing down what looks like another adventurer through the halls. I told you you're gonna help me. No, come and help me. Now! You owe me, asshole. So, yeah, they weren't lying. They had to chase down one of the instructors. It's my business. They also hear people struggling to say Arono's name about 15 times. Arono, Arono, no, Arono, Arono, Arono.
No.
What the fuck is their name? Their name is Aron. It's Arono Hanakana Manatalana Oro Solo Segawa. Yeah, what he said.
And bits and pieces of that are coming through as translations to me. Because I remember tiny bits of those, what they mean in another language. Oh, crap, I don't think I have this name in my notes here.
Do you not have the Goblin General name in your notes?
No, because they were updated as things progressed and we moved on.
Ah. But like the dwarves and everything.
There was technically the Patch Town is where you met him.
Well, there were also dwarves, but there were the town where you guys met the goblins was at the Patch Village.
I thought we met him at a different place. That basically it was at some like fortified city or something, and we escorted
The
him.
one that built a robot to fight a dragon.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how I remember that. Anyways, fuck, what was his name?
He will not be remembered in history because fuck, what was his name?
Oh my god, that's gonna eat up my brain. All right. Anybody else want to do something for that hour?
2 hours or something.
The information's only like 4 years old. I'm not surprised he can't remember.
Anybody else want to do anything for that hour before you're forced into your training for the rest of the day?
Kevin's gonna go take a long needed bath.
Yes, he's gonna go into the very large bathhouse. Enjoy it. So, over in the other country, it was more of a Grecian bath. Over here, it's more of a Japanese onsen. It's cultural influence from across the water.
Just contented burbling as he sneaks, his snoot sinks into the water a bit.
It's also worth noting that unlike in the other country where they have the option of male, female, and community, there is only community here. Proves that Amanthians are very open people.
Open, except racist.
Least racism exists in the fucking private organization like the guild. Go figure.
I think Fionn would enjoy a nice long hot soak to kind of loosen up his muscles. Some.
What is BHS going to do? Are they
I don't
also going to do the same exact thing in Bathe? Because that's what Faraji and Sin are going to do.
You know what? I think she will. She enjoys that.
Literally everyone but Naibai is doing that.
Naibai actually trying to find out information about the area, like lore and history and stuff. Everyone else like, nah, I'm gonna take a bath.
That's not true. Klaus had sausage.
Klaus did have sausage. We never found out what kind of sausage.
Because he got dragged off the
Various.
bathhouse.
Various. Yes. Wait, is Various
No, okay.
the name of a creature?
Oh my god! Somebody finally got on.
God damn it!
It's Variess. Various. It's just a fucking joke I did. Is like, what's a various? You know what? Fine, brain. What is a various? It's like if you took a badger and mixed it with a cassowary.
Oh,
Cassowary?
great!
A cassowary, yeah. It's a dinosaur with the temperament of a creature, a honey badger, that's immune to bullets and snake bites.
So it
Oh, Lord.
it has
That
the
kind of creature always has the best meat.
Yeah, exactly. It's proof that see the adventurers. This is what motivates at least the Nemanthian guild is delicious food. So they kill some of the most dangerous creatures in the fucking known realm just to eat it.
there's a wyvern attacking. Oh, perfect! I've been meaning to make a steak. What do you mean steak? It's attacking.
Not for
It
long.
won't work for long.
Damn meat.
Sweet meat, holes and teeth. They're just fucking cavity creeps.
They're cavity creeps, but for animals. Oh no.
I can just see like a
We
group of
make
adventurers
holes in
going
meat.
off to
We
fight
make
something.
holes in meat.
They go into battle with oversized toothpicks and fucking.
Forks and knives and spoons and stuff.
Listen, don't shit talk Bidens, alright? Fucking Selena Sura almost killed two of you with one.
Yeah, forks hurt.
Yeah.
Stab.
It's
Fucking Selena Sura just stab. Ah!
Step times 3.
Shiro got stabbed in the fucking shoulder by a Biden. And so did fucking Shadow.
Alana.
Well, technically Alana. And then Alana became friends with Selena Sura, then temporarily butt sex buddies, and then she married Janaya. And it's a weird timeline. Holy shit.
First enemy you throw at us. Let's make friends. No, I really don't want to. We're friends now.
What
What a bad person.
But it just kind of seems to be the thing that happens in the campaigns that I'm in. It's like, first big enemy, we're gonna fuck it.
I mean, Selena Sura was technically being held against their will in that one. They didn't want to be evil. They were terrified for their life.
A valid
Yeah,
reason to be evil.
even before you showed up, Doru ended up being
I remember.
friends with and girlfriend with the first boss in that campaign.
I kind of forced that one. I don't think that counts.
But even so, my characters tend to make friends with everyone,
It's just,
if possible.
why are you running? It's just a slime. It's a fucking slime! Ah! The slime, hold still. Screaming and something about a slime in the background.
God, fucking. I'm pretty sure that's an enemy that would only work in that world, because if we tried to run the fucking unbirth vor bunny here, they would not survive.
Probably.
There are things that would relish in the ability to rip something open from the inside.
Yeah, exactly.
Vivimancer would like to know your location. The way you can picture a Vivimancer is that fucking sticker of that wolf pressed snout up against the glass, just at the thought of crawling inside of an open cavity of some kind.
Exactly.
Fucking psychopaths.
Sociopath.
They're a path.
It is a path in life.
No, they are just a path. No, they are all the paths. Psycho, socio, if it is a path, they are it. It's not that I'm evil. I just like dismembering people.
I have no idea what it means, but the word amniopath just popped into my head.
Good job.
I'm gonna look it up. I don't know where I learned this word.
It just
You are
means that
learning
they,
things through
they thrive on
osmosis.
consuming amulent fluid.
Angiopath. Genetic term which means disease of blood vessels. Most commonly refers to conditions where small blood vessels are damaged and burst open. That fits them. Why? I didn't know this word before. How did my brain know this?
You're learning them through osmosis, thanks to me.
Damn it, brain tentacles.
That just means that they're working in both
Seriously though,
directions.
is Klaus going to try and figure out how his new toy works, or is he just going to keep sticking sausage into his inventory only to eat it?
I mean, he'll take a look at it, but honestly, as he said before, the best way to figure out the way that a weapon works is to use it in battle.
Everything's a blunt object. I don't think this actually works.
You just better hope it doesn't heal the enemy. Died! Well, thank you. Shit! Why would I make something that launches full restores?
You fucking slot a TM disc into it. Enemy has learned fly. Oh no.
Hey, listen, all moves in Pokemon are just dig. I'm telling you, fucking small. Shout out to Small Ant 1. I fucking love that dude. Alright. I've got this itch on my thigh that's driving me insane. Where's my knife? Oh, there's my knife.
Oh, is it like one
I'm
of
not
those
certain
deep
that's
itches
what
that you
you
can't
go for
actually get
first.
to?
It's one of those ones that's skin deep, and I'm considering going deeper. Right.
Don't mind the DM, just some casual bloodletting.
Which you could technically get into a skirmish if he wanted, though it might not work that well.
You could always declare a duel.
Just Kevin looks over at Klaus.
I mean,
You want to fight?
there is literally a fucking board here that you can just sign up to be put into a random sparring match. They're at a lot of the guilds. It's a way for them to blow off steam against each other.
The fighter pits.
It's more like a part of the guild that is a built-in coliseum.
I mean, I'll take a look at it, but I'm a little wary of using an unknown weapon against a potential ally.
That's true.
They'll probably feel bad for you more than anything if you don't figure it out right away.
I mean, yeah, considering that there's everything from like simple.
I guess we'll never find out.
Fight.
I mean, if all else fails, I'm certain it's a fantastic club.
No, know what? That's fair.
You could definitely pistol whip it, bitch.
Why won't you? Just makes a fancy staple gun.
Bob would like to know your location.
We don't give oversized staple guns to people in these games. That's a bad idea. Oh, would you like
mean,
to
Mom
be
has that
pinned
nail gun.
permanently? Do you
Yeah.
like the status effect pinned? I like the status effect pinned.
And you know what? I have this, and I have the staple gun, and I'm going to apply it to your dick and your forehead simultaneously.
Mob has moved on from the nail gun. He has heard of the rivet gun.
Oh god,
Oh no, I have fire damage.
I think that one's just straight up a crossbow.
no,
Nah.
no,
Shh.
rivets flange on both ends. It's worse.
He is the type to run up and grab your arm, hold it out, slide it into a slot, and just rivet through it, and then run off. Ow! Your bone is now secure!
We need to secure the area. No, mines, no.
No, Mob, don't. God. Fucking, that's why he exists in a fantasy world and not in a place with, power tools. Like, that way it's hard. That way he can't just walk into a corner store and get a fucking drill and walk out.
Could you imagine him with a fucking sawzall?
Imagine what he would do if somebody was to give him a fucking jackhammer. Capture a lightning elemental specifically to power it. Plug it into its ass, walk around and just...
Everywhere he goes, you can tell where he's been because there's a fucking crack in the ground.
There's a series of puncture wounds for like 2 miles long from him walking, dragging it behind.
I like to imagine he would figure out how to ride it like a pogo stick.
Fucking pogo stick.
Like Rocco's Modern Life.
Yes, I was. Oh god, that's so stupid, and I love it. I can see him as a phone 6 operator. All right. What are you wearing? Take it off. Got skin on? Take it off.
You must be at least this nude to go to this beach.
Fucking skin off. Take your skin off.
Beaches in France if they were cannibals.
Okay. Well, after an Rather, Naibai will be introduced to their rope dart person. Who was the one being chased?
Oh, you're the one who is being blistered.
Like an eye patch on? And like the kind of eye patch you get from recent injuries to the face.
Let's see.
Hi.
There you go. Hello.
You.
Okay, so... Yo-yos.
Yes.
Let's go find a window.
Lead the way.
They will lead the way, rubbing their face, which has looks like little corrosion marks on their cheek. Okay. Now to go find the other ones that I can drag them to their instructors. Slime back in.
Now I will start putting the the bladed yo-yo at the end of their fishing line as they're walking.
So let's see. I guess it operates similarly to a yo-yo, but I use a rope dart. Rather, I use technically a flexible weapon archetype. It's not actually just a rope. It's actually a tightly linked series of flexible wire that is welded thoroughly, strongly onto the end of a beef-bladed dagger. A lot of people assume it's rope though. It's not a rope. However, yo-yos would probably work generally the same. Only have to naturally retract. But I can teach you some of the wrist and finger motions that can be used to control distance, travel, speed, even angle mid-flight once you learn enough.
That sounds very useful.
I can teach you the basics of it. That'll give valid combat skill with it, enough to hurt someone, and teach you how to not get it caught up in the enemy's armor. But it's probably going to take at least a day, too. Much time do you have?
A day. Maybe 2.
Alright, we'll just go ahead and say 2 days. Make it work. Akane gets to do that for, or no, not Akane, Naiba gets to do that for 2 days.
Akane, up here!
She's somewhere in the world right
Just
now.
somewhere torturing some poor adventurer who decided to find out what that mechanical bird was going towards.
Does she still have her scoot board?
Yeah, it's around. She just doesn't use it a
Somewhere.
whole lot because she's employing the fucking trap spire tactics right now. She has like adventurer souls trapped in mechanical automatons and she's like swapped bodies already.
There's also the danger of unidentified mechanical flying around in parts of the world might get shot down.
Yeah. And that's an acceptable loss.
She learned once that great archers have really fucking good aim, even about a mile out.
No,
Well,
but
when you've
just
got you're launching an arrow that doesn't know what the concept of losing momentum is because of its mass. Just
I mean, there are some great archers who could technically fire to horizon on your ass if you really fuck with them.
Akane looking through like one of the spy copters. Huh, what's that dot? Oh god! Okay, well, I won't go that direction.
Alright. This is going to be Akane's training. But
Woo.
after, we'll say 2 days,
You mean Nightbot?
they will no longer. You know what? Fuck you. Akaibai. There you go.
Kai Bai and Akimbo.
As long as it's not a
Naibai's
tempo
training.
icon.
After 2 days, she will no longer have to worry about accidentally getting her yo-yo caught in something she's trying to cut.
Now she's gonna do it on purpose.
You will also have taught them how to essentially use its extremely flexible length to its advantage and how to rotate their fingers in such a way that they can twirl it without, accidentally cutting themselves into pieces or hitting their friend.
And that's just
So being
the
distracted.
wind-up motion, or is that mid-flight?
Mid-flight.
Okay.
The wind-up's very simple. You just grab it and you whoosh, whoosh. But to actually throw it, that you have to know how to use your fingers correctly, which they taught them.
The feet.
Alright, and do I gain any skill points in anything from this training, or is it just those things that she's learning how to do better?
It literally did count towards your yo-yo fishing by a whole 2,000 points.
Ooh.
or yishing, if you will.
Yashing?
Who gets drug on? Everybody's just fucking in the damn bath, just enjoying the warmth.
It's
Well,
warm, and then it got
spend the
cold.
entire hour there, but Beatrice would definitely spend a good portion of it before getting dressed and ready and stuff.
Well, there's only an hour of time before he comes to get you.
Exactly. She knew she would be on a time limit, so she enjoyed it for most of the hour before getting dressed and ready.
Okay, fuck it, I love having an organic background because it makes me question what's going on. I don't know. Mob found oils somewhere. Okay, so Beatrice, they have found her a dancer.
Yay!
They hope that they don't mind learning proper dancing from a Caprica.
I don't see what their star sign has anything to do with it.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't mind. Isn't that the same as the pirate?
Yeah.
Or-
I try to
or-
murder you? Yes.
I
They're
thought so.
completely different. Unrelated to that person. Though. First off, they're
I
female.
just thought it was a fun coincidence. But
Have the little horns, not the big angy horns.
yes, Beatrice doesn't mind at all. I think she doesn't exactly have a foot to stand on, being half monster that eats people.
Half literally monster, not just half animal.
Yeah, pretty much.
Beatrice, since Nabai's getting 2 days, you're also getting 2 days. And the first day is spent entirely on teaching you how to be a fucking ballerina.
Oh, that's hard.
Which doesn't make any sense until the second day when they start incorporating fucking sword play into the ballerina dance.
Oh, Beatrice is going to be a good student. And she knows that there's always, or almost always, a reason for very specific things such as that. She wasn't sure whether it was to build up her endurance or her coordination or what, but then she learned, oh, I'm going to be using pointy things with this.
A little bit of everything.
Yes.
All of the
You
above.
have earned the very first skill of the dancer class.
Ah, in that case, I shall incorporate that in.
Let's get after 2 days. And it's pretty much the rest of today, all the way up to the 30th hour, and then starting at the crack of dawn the next day, just long enough to eat breakfast, and that entire day is also spent training.
So, how many hours would that be?
In total, that would be
Because she's got a lot of hours to go, so she's going to try and take advantage of as much of it as possible.
So yeah, 67 hours in total.
Okie dokie.
And you still have so much to learn. They'll even give you a book so you can read up on some more of it.
Okay, so she has about 11 hours of training to go.
Alright, how long is it gonna take Own to learn how to become? We will find out. It's gonna take him 123 hours. Well, it's better than trying to learn it in the wild on your own.
Yep. Let's see.
Oh, excuse me. I did my math wrong. 189 hours. Well, still, he'll be fine. Yawn. Yawn.
Done.
Yawn.
Yes,
Oh,
Oh, okay, there he is.
No.
I've still got you on push to talk, and I was in my documents looking at stuff.
All right. So you have 189 hours, but you'll get started on becoming a spell arrow.
All right, so it looks like where is it? Her she would be learning Adagio, wouldn't she?
Yes.
All right, and that she learned Adagio, and that replaces her quick step, right?
It can.
Or is it?
You can.
It's
can
pretty
keep
much
it all
the same thing, actually, isn't it?
As far as
to
I've
an
seen, you
extent.
just learn new skills even if they overlap in usefulness.
The difference is something like Adagio can dodge much more quick and much more dangerous attacks. Essentially, it all has the same utility. It's just that utility can get outweighed by the enemy's sheer strength at a certain point. But the upgraded version of it just has better footing. That makes sense.
There's
It's
also
better performed.
Don't die.
there's also cooldowns to consider. If you use one skill that has a cooldown, it's nice having another one that does basically the same thing with a different cooldown, or none at all.
Yeah, it's basically the reason some of them overlap is to try and give you options, but also make you learn a little compromise here and there.
And I assume that the additional dodges are going to be similar to the previous quick step, where it's like 3% of stamina for each additional one.
It's 6% for Adagio because it goes up.
Okay, so it's 12% plus 6% for
Yes.
each additional one.
Ah!
Ah,
Stop irritating my lungs. I'll go Ghost of Mars on your ass.
So are all the dancer moves named after musical phrases like arpeggio and all
Yes,
that?
they are all cleverly named after thematically appropriate for what the actual physical action is. Dance moves, at least in regards to that one.
Cool.
Like Glazad, it's really a quick forward thrust with one's step, and that's the one that lets you dash back and forth to do urchy, ouchie, ouchie damage.
Wouldn't that be sting, or is that more like a hammer hitting the ground?
Sting's more like a hammer. Glazad is more of a quick thrust from heel to toe, and then back to heel.
Makes sense.
Even what is it? A pirouette?
Doesn't make a whole lot of sense for someone who doesn't know a lot about music, but it's like, sting, thud. That doesn't look like a sting. No, you don't understand. Sting.
Okay then. All right. Fionn does have his magical bow. Fionn, how well can you adapt to pain?
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
Fionn, Fionn,
oh,
Yeah.
Fionn.
oh.
Fionn.
I keep forgetting I have you
Fionn.
on push to talk.
Oh, there he is. Hello.
Don't worry, we'll remind you.
Yeah, we'll just meow at you. So the first thing that you get to do for literally the entire first day of your training is pretty much stand there with your magical bow drawn. That's it. And boy, does it hurt.
Oh no.
Until muscle failure.
It's worse. Because magic strains the body much like physical exertion. But rather than burn like it does in the other world, it feels like something is pushing wire through your veins. And it's prickly. By the end of the day, you lose exactly half of your health from the magical fatigue.
Doesn't that cause like permanent scarring and stuff?
Not in the. But because now, if you're trying to channel mana and actively convert it into a spell, that's a whole nother beast entirely.
Oh, okay.
So Fion lost 50% of his health just by holding his bow.
Just by standing there with it drawn and occasionally moving around.
And it's probably very painful.
It's very painful. You wish that somebody could ice down the insides of your arms and chest and legs.
I'm sure we know someone that can do that at the other guilds.
Oh, no, I mean, there's. What?
I need ice. Everything hurts.
Congratulations. If you need ice, go to the cafeteria. Ask them for a glass.
I don't have a hug.
Why do you want to hug me?
Because you're cold.
That's exploitation. You only want my affection because I happen to be half ice kitsune. That's very
No, that's not true.
Contextually, the empirical evidence dictates that's exactly the only reason.
Everything hurts. I didn't
Nope.
realize using this much mana would hurt.
Oh, right. You're new to magic.
It feels like veins are on fire. Like something's being shoved through them.
Get used to it. Don't worry. Just don't overexert yourself. Your arteries actually might tear.
Well, I've lost. He's gonna bring up his little screen. Half my health from training today.
Congratulations. My father used to leave me with a blinking 3% while teaching me magic. Learn the hard way or die.
So you say
Anyways.
your father is.
Dealer's choice. How bad do you want me to make you stop hurting?
What's the cost?
Oh. This whole time they've had their index finger inside their mouth, just kind of resting against their cheek, sucking on it, getting it nice and salivated. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I can treat you like a thermometer if you want. Cool everything down at once.
Do you mean by like a thunder?
Well, under the armpit, in the mouth, or up the butt.
I take mouth because my other so
Do you have an interest in your armpit?
entrance.
His other interests, not his other interests.
Right.
That's weird biology.
I don't know what their biology is like.
Open your mouth, weirdo. Close and treat it like a pacifier.
So
You're starting to feel really fucking cold. Fast.
does it feel good though?
It feels good until it starts to hurt a little.
Yay, brain freeze.
When it starts hurting, that's when he'll go.
Now his finger's stuck to your tongue. You didn't think that one through.
Eh,
Ah,
and
stuck.
Mm,
Then yeah, dang attack that
I'm fully aware.
This is
Let's
where the
go ask
devilish Kitsune comes in.
Beatrice.
Now he's staring at you with evil Kitsune eyes.
Let's go ask Beatrice to get us unstuck. She has fire magic from her mom, I'm pretty sure.
Hey.
And he'll just start walking off.
Leon will walk with right beside him, so he doesn't pull his tongue too much.
They'll find the exhausted Beatrice in the room and make them unhinge tongue.
They walk in the room.
Just he just
Wait.
opens the door, very aptly explains, "Fia, I got my finger stuck to Fion's tongue, helping him by freezing his insides. Can you unfreeze me?"
So wait, just so I get this mental image right, where does he leave his hand resting? Does he lay it down by his hips, making Fion crawl, or is he being a gentleman and leaving it up at walking height?
He just kind of had his hand resting on his face.
Just while
Well,
they're walking. I think that they
But that does present a good question. Would Beatrice know any magic from her mom?
They would know a single fire spell. That
And which
same
fire
little
spell is it?
fireball.
The little
The
fireball.
little fireball. Not the one.
Okay. So not the one with infinite scaling.
Not the one that Selenasura decided to mix their own storm magic with and make a big tornado.
So basically, the little one that she would use for light all the time.
The basic
Yeah.
one every kitsune starts with, yeah.
Very well, and then Beatrice would use that to feed a little bit of heat for them. Be very careful not to burn anybody. Then she would remember that Fiona's fireproof, and then she would care a little bit less.
Oh. Productive evening, really.
Thank you, Beatrice.
Oh, my finger tastes good because it spends most of its time inside of somebody else.
I see. You said it tasty.
Thank you.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go and take a shower and go to bed. Thank you, son.
Mm-hmm. Should be thankful he didn't ask my dad to do that.
What would you have done?
His payments usually come a foot at a time.
Oh,
Or more. Then there's the candy. Yes, let's not even talk about what they're made with.
I've already found out what they're made of.
Love.
Love and affection.
Alright, well,
My love
thank you,
and
son.
affection is the size of a bus.
Beatrice, hope you get well from your training. Fion will head off to his room.
Like the best part. The best part is while you suffer while training, Kevin gets to spend the entire time relaxing.
He hasn't moved. The only time he's moved in that battle.
I can just imagine him just lounging in the hot bath, nose just barely above the water, the eyes half closed, just for hours at a time.
Just kind of bounces off of the edges like a pool boy.
Occasional little burble from when he does finally breathe. Just pop, 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 pop. It's not
Kevin's had a
lazy.
fascinating day here, though, watching these open adventures. And also watching Mob give a centaur a rub down with oils.
She was shiny.
Never realized that Mob had so many scars on his body. Or that he had a tattoo. all over his back.
I think you've mentioned that tattoo, haven't you?
No, just his dad has one, but his dad has one that's a sigil of his knighthood. Mom has one that's something.
Does it say your death will be loud?
No.
Okay.
It says you will die screaming in Nemanthian. Which Kevin can watch literally every adventurer who can speak the language just take like 30 seconds to stare at this tattoo. It's just, could you imagine just seeing you will die screaming on somebody's back?
There's just very quiet internal snickers from the snicker.
You mean Asuka's tattoo?
No, hers says your death will be loud. That's what her tattoo was. That just means like your death will be loud, as in something about it will be loud. His is a
There will be
statement saying you will die screaming. It's there's no commas in it. It's structured as a statement.
This is not a threat. This is a promise.
It's not a threat, it's a fact. It's going to happen.
I love that tattoo idea. It's just so fucking menacing. It's like, do you imagine if some big ass dude turns around and you see like a emboldened capital just you, and then will die screaming with an exclamation point on it? It's basically the equivalent.
This is the last time I use the bathrooms at the Y.
Basically. Fucking.
Is anyone making any room calls this night?
Now,
You
imagine a female adventurer who's perfected wrestling, and they have a tattoo on their back in kanji that just says "suffocate."
has to be on their
Okay.
thighs.
Just you die slowly. Just die. Period. Slowly. Period.
I just fucking I love that. Just suffocate and somebody like Ma, how I'm trying to die.
With Bonnie, I think her thighs, it wouldn't be suffocation. I think it'd be crushing.
A Bonnie would have something like crushing defeat on her thigh.
Yeah.
No time to explain. Get in on the front. Just hurry up and crawl inside. That's not a hole I can fit inside. Don't ask questions.
Well, which would be a good tattoo for her thighs?
Oh no.
Danger. Crushing hazard.
Powerhouse.
The ever popular choking hazard.
Yay! Double entendre. Well, double meaning technically.
Beatrice might have something like, and you thought my mouth was dangerous.
Slippery when wet.
Dangerous.
I just had one.
It must be
What
a
is
good
it?
one.
Oh my god. Danger. I'm sorry, okay.
Oh, I just got it.
It's okay, so it's just shit like danger. Do not put hands or fingers inside crushing hazard. Or another one that I could see her having on like her fucking like right above her cooch, just not to be operated by fuckwits. Something like that. Contents under pressure. There we go. It works so well.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of feeling. Kind of tattoo feeling would have.
Warning, do not feed the cats. Spade and neuter your animals.
Oh,
Cannot leap 35 feet vertically.
Spike damage when
Alright.
aroused.
Prick your finger, but you can't finger your prick. Not in public, anyways. Alright.
moving on.
So does Kevin do anything other than bathe, leave, come back and bathe for those 2 days?
Who said anything about leaving?
Burbles.
Hey,
Well,
if
to
he
be
can help
fair,
it, this would be his life. And
he's not allowed to
nobody
stay in
knows
there
him.
for more than a day at a time due to it, people getting really raisiny. And he can make the argument that he doesn't have skin, and they can make the argument that fair is fair. Now get out before I throw you into a wall.
He'll be back in the instant. He'd be back before they open the door. Like, how did you? What?
Very interesting, considering that it's only one door.
Exactly.
Granted, it's a large door.
Nah, he doesn't have anyone here he needs to particularly impress, so he doesn't have to worry about it. So he just spends his time soaking.
They could also make the argument that they need to clean the bath, and they can't do it with someone in it.
Playing
can
around.
try.
They gotta drain the water. It's gonna be really cold.
Yeah.
Just keep a few fire elementals in it.
Exactly.
Just go snuggle up to one as it's trying to warm back up for being doused in water most of its time.
Kevin getting kicked out aside begrudgingly.
Just fill the bath with the slime. There you go. Self-cleaning.
They open up at the 12th hour of the day, so he has to wait a little bit. But once they do, he can go back to bathing if he wants.
So wait a minute, would that work? Could you just replace a bath with a slime? Let it just, like, eat the grime off?
It'd have to be an extremely well-trained slime. And also, it'd have to be one of the extremely rare instances of a slime with some sort of sentience. Most of them just corrode everything. How they eat is
So that's like finding a white blood cell with sapience.
it's very possible, but it's very difficult. Because they're basically amoebas. They kind of acid things apart.
I am being stabbed acid.
Basically. Yeah. Alright. Well, at the end of the second day, you've all been bullied and Klaus has been doing science stuff. Possibly fairly legal science stuff.
Sorry, are you talking to me?
Illegal.
Yes, we're talking
Meaning-
to Klaus.
Klaus doing barely legal science stuff, day 2.
Yes.
That's fair. I'll let you know if any random explosions happen. Roll for that right now.
Oh, I expect a fair few.
There are 88 small incidents, 5 of which are explosions. The rest of them are lab fires, and only 12 of them are his fault.
Only 12?
He's not the only person that's currently trying to do science.
I'd expect with the way that I work in labs, I would just scare everyone off.
You'd expect that, but and you'd be surprised how many people are kind of equally unhinged.
Maybe at a normal lab. This is a guild lab.
Fair enough.
That is true.
You got fucking Dr. Stone over there.
Did I ever
Fucking-
make that extendo arm?
You did. Successfully. Successfully? Yeah, successfully.
Cool.
What was I just sent? Somebody just sent me something. Ah, I see.
Hello?
I was just looking at this skill that she will eventually learn, and it's going to be pretty powerful.
Alright. Okay. That was weird. Random text message. So, your days are occupied regardless because you wanted to train. Day 3, and that, by the way, it ended up being 2 days because demanded at least 2 days. Just 2 days. But he's willing to go back now. So now you get to spend the rest of the day trying to figure out how fast you want to go back.
I say we take land.
You want to take the longest way, which could take you up to a month, or you want to take the way that could get you there in a week's time. Well, technically, if you ignored going to Bonnie South, you could be back in a week.
No, it's like one way. Say
Beatrice
hey
would
to
like
the-
to visit Bonnie's home,
Okay, but
but
like,
after that, go fairly quick.
I did. Well, after the 3rd day's breakfast, talk to the stable master who can explain. They could get you from here to Ilvamar, or Ilva Romana as they call it, in about 10 days. Or they could get you there in about a month. The question is, do you want to pay a silver a day? Or are you willing to pay 35 gold a day?
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I don't have much gold.
I would lean toward the silver day.
I really don't want to spend any of them. I could just ask Father to pay me the charges. He's a bit of a pushover for me. Physically, it's almost impossible.
Well, in that case, yeah, I
Well,
wouldn't mind the more expensive
hey, what?
method.
I have 180 gold myself. What do you got, Bonnie? 38? Sen? 275. Okay, so it looks like Sen and I are paying for this one. Wait, excuse me. You're paying, or I'm stabbing you.
I must go disrupt my cat because she's being a dork.
I recommend a small sample.
You're gonna get 460 between us, so I will pay you 150 gold. Alright. So, how do we get past, though? What is going to cost us 350 gold? Ah, I know. Now that the stable master started walking that direction. Question, Bob will ask as he starts to walk off. It's funny, you're leaving the stables currently. You're walking away from the stables. Concerning. Small question.
What's that?
Does anybody have a crippling fear? Heights.
I'm not particularly fond of height.
Because I think that means we're going to be flying. Beatrice is very curious now. She's wondering what they're going to be flying on.
You kind of have to go around behind the guild. You go, what looks like up some sort of kind of like a staircase that seems to go to nowhere, and then you realize it leads up to what looks like a giant aviary. And they'll get you all the way up there, and they'll just kind of gesture down to, mind you, this is about 2 acres in size. This is quite a large thing. Not to mention its physical height. It goes all the way to the ground. It's just, to access it, you have to go all the way up here. Enormous cage. That is going to be our manner of getting there. That is a plague griff. They're like giant griffins. They're big enough to fit carriages on their backs. They also extremely damn. That is like custom. We have 3 of them. 2 of them are currently used, and this one wasn't put on reserve. Gold. You can gold for 10 days. They should get you there in around 9, but paying me an extra day because insurance. Small caveat though, you will have to take it to the capital city of Ilvamar because the guild you come from doesn't have the required containment for polygryph. It'll be fun. Sure, it'll be fun. Oh, they're pretty cool. It looks like you'd expect, kind of like a griffin, that had sex with a dragon or a small drake. So they're still thoroughly scaled, but they have sort of scaled feathers. Very interesting. Also explains their physical size.
Oh, Beatrice is fascinated, but she's going to keep her distance.
Same.
Not as enthusiastic as this.
Is Fiona not enthusiastic about it?
He does not like heights, even though
Too
he is
bad.
a captain.
Well, since Sin and Mob already paid for it, you're getting the fuck on him. In it.
Air compressor.
Right.
Right, Cranberry.
Guy was trying to like.
The stable keeper will just let out a loud, very sharp whistle. And you can hear its wings flap about 100 feet down below as it kind of comes up and lands on the little outcropping on the other side of these, will have to be 4-foot thick bars of this aviary.
What exactly is this?
It's called a polygogryph. It's like if you took a drake and mixed it with a griffin.
That's mine. I was like,
What the fuck was that?
That's a Viking.
Stop it, Sweden! Shut up!
no, that's Mark.
Oh, shut up, Mark.
Stop it, Mark!
Anyways.
Shut up!
Anyways. Enjoy your flight. Hey, who's gonna panic while trying to get in?
Kevin will not allow Theon to panic. There is now several feet of tail wrapped around his upper half as he drags him to the carriage.
Beatrice is going to be calm because she knows that this is a very well trained creature.
Yes, very well trained creature. And there's like, how you might wonder, how does the stable keeper know where it needs to go? Quite simple. It's going to tell them that okay, somebody's going to have. Now, here, the dead birds. You have one for the capital of Ilvamar. Feed it that if you wanted to go that way. And this one, you can feed it to go, basically, well, here. Oh, don't do that, that'd be weird. If you feed it this one, that this one is a common bird, it has been trained that when it tastes the common bird, to just land wherever it can. Of course, you could also, if you speak fluent enough Namantian, you can tell it what to do, tell it where to land, which way to go. Well, she'd have to be okay with exiting through the front of the carriage there and sitting on the saddle by its neck. It'd be fine. It's just like calmly lied there while people climb into the fucking carriage on its back.
I like to think that this is a literal carriage. The wheels are still on it and everything. There's just a couple of ratchet straps holding it down.
The wheels are basically they have like little legs and they're lifted up and locked in place. You can take it off its back. It is very firmly strapped to this large saddle upon its back. It's not small though. Even lie down, it's 8 feet to its shoulder.
At all.
Presumably,
thing.
this creature is very magical.
Very magical. I mean, it's literally offspring of 2 mythical beasts.
Yeah. Square
That
cubed
was
law
fun.
is not kind to large.
It is not.
That was probably a horrendous caterwauling sound between that to make that creature. Just screamy bird noises and
There are
ragey
scientists
dragon
like
noises.
Klaus out there who are pushing the boundaries of genetics.
Oh, so you'll have like a common sheep give birth to that. Okay.
And then there's
How have
nature
you know
pushing
I am
back.
pushing the bounds of weaponry, not genetics.
Yes, but there are like-minded scientists out there who are pushing the boundaries of their respective fields, even if they have to experiment on the poor.
The poor make very good bullet targets and ballistic medias.
Right.
There are scientists testing the limits of nature, and nature tests the limits of science in return.
Oh, one more thing. Don't be stupid. Don't run around, get into fights, throw yourself. The carriage is very secure, but the law of physics dictates enough force can make something slip. And he flies at about 3,000 feet in the air. So,
Fall off, I dare you.
and see your ancestors.
On that note, approximately how many
Because it's meant to handle the quick shift in force, you could probably get away with small explosives plus adventurers. It's rated to several hundred, or one extremely large one that would have to be roughly the size of half of it in explosive media.
Perfect.
I'm going to recommend against explosions, just out of
I
principle.
would do if you piss it off. It might show you what its affinity is, magical creature. I think this one has something to do with lightning, although you never know. Or is
Fiona
this
is
the
not happy
storm
about
one?
this conversation.
That's why Kevin's tail just kind of creeps up a little bit higher and wraps around his head.
Abi just calmly climbs into the carriage. Are we going or not?
Funny. I don't. Funny via. Funny. Bonnie will be the last, and they'll just climb up over its shoulder and take a seat in the saddle with a little door behind it.
Beatrice is glad that she is willing to do this.
All right.
Kevin doesn't look it, but he's not. He doesn't look it, but there's a reason why he has the window drawn next to it where he's sitting.
Is he got it closed?
Yeah, he has it close. If I
Scared
can't
of
see
it?
it, it doesn't scare me.
I see. All
It's a
right.
terrestrial noodle, goddammit.
For what it's worth, when it's standing up on all fours, it's a good 20 feet from ground to shoulder.
It's a big critter.
But their
And you
seatbelts.
can.
If
There
you have
are,
a
in
snake
fact,
attached to you, there are no seatbelts.
you're going to need to hold on to something because you can feel the carriage tilting as it climbs up the cage and waits patiently for the top of it to open. And then once it does do that, it gets out on the top and perches itself. And you can hear Bonnie say something along the lines of, "All right, hope you're ready."
Beatrice will be sure that she is ready. holding on tightly and strapped in.
Venezuela. The north, Venezuela, to the north. With that, you could hear those wings just unfurl. It's like a very slow kind of unrolling of like strips of leather almost. And then the thud. Oh, that feeling of your stomach hitting your ass.
I'm pretty sure the people that are sitting by Phelan can hear him just go.
Tu didn't know. Tu montes, tu it. Well, it's a to it. The to it. Honey's very casual about climbing back through the small door and inside this carriage. They couldn't build it long, so they had to build it vertical. It's high, so it's kind of cramped. It also slopes just a little bit. That's because it has to kind of go with the contour of the creature. But they made it work.
Does Kevin still have his tail around Phelan?
Yes, and it's squeezing quite tightly.
Mostly because he's kind of concerned.
Well, he might feel a claw or two against the scales as Phelan just kind of holds on for dear life.
Bonnie's just calmly gonna walk over and go look for some sort of drink or something they can mix up in little tiny little kitchen area. Like a fucking essential apartment in the back. Well, this is exciting, isn't it? Fine.
Hey, it's exciting.
It almost feels like the last time I flew. Though I was in much less
Why are you all scared? Are you not used to it? And again, I suppose most of you didn't have my father growing. Times he would put me on his shoulders and jump over the trees.
Well, Beatrice isn't exactly scared. She's just careful. After all, she didn't want to be unbuckled and stuff and end up going from one end of the cabin to the other very rapidly.
Because remember, it's not the fall that kills you. Sudden stop.
No, I'm pretty sure it is in fact the fall that kills you. It's almost like the hard surface of the ground, which is part of the fall.
Oh, that's the sudden stop. Falling, the act of falling is.
I'll tell you what, how about I
That
push you
stop
out of the
is.
carriage and you can find out yourself and relay that back to me.
Phelan,
Well, the fall isn't painful, you shit.
I pull out my.
It is if I put a
notebook and
knife in you.
prepare to take extensive notes on this.
Sudden stop won't kill you either. Going slow enough. If I'm just walking
true.
and I come
Falling.
to a stop all of a sudden, I'm not gonna die.
Well, when you're falling at the speed of falling, where that is.
Phelan, can we stop talking about falling, please?
Why are you so scared? There are walls around you.
In a cage.
Oh, yeah.
Look up, Fiona.
What happens when the cage falls?
Then I guess the bird died.
Oh god, that's expensive.
If there's something out there that's big and strong enough to kill the thing that we're
You're
all
of this
riding on the
room.
back of. I guess somebody was talking and my internet didn't. No.
It did not.
Oh dear.
It's okay.
I see them.
Every fucking 5
That's-
minutes it cuts out for 5 seconds. It's really annoying.
Very annoying. Those are called a cage. It's specifically meant to be impacted with force.
And to protect the continents from.
I knew about these Pelega glyphs because my father told me Nemanthia used to use them in war. Except when he wrote them, it was on the underside, and they were dropped in structures similar to this one on top of the battlefield.
Oh,
Granted, those were military ones from the Chevaliers, which had the finest craftsmen, and the former royal blacksmith, which is your mom, designing them, so they were quite durable. Years more durable than this one. But I'm sure it could survive a fraction of the fall for a minute. Of course, not really the fall, it's the bounce and the other people you have to worry about. If we do fall, I'm killing as many of you as I can to make some sort of meat blanket out of.
Very dip.
It's a very short period of time. In any case, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's
okay.
not.
Say so.
Trust me. It's fine. None of us are that physically fat that we're gonna cause this carriage to get knocked loose. It means no sex, though. No sex. Make it shake too much.
Fine.
I'll be good.
Oh yeah, try not to think about the fact that since we're gonna be flying for days, Polygographs can sleep and glide for a few days.
Well, that's just cool.
Yeah. Yeah, probably around the same time we go to sleep, it's going to sleep for about the rest of the day and glide.
Oh,
That's just
It's extremely useful. It's not uncommon in the avian kingdom either. There are several types of predatory birds, like falcons, who can actually sleep and glide relatively straight for several miles for days or weeks on end. They do it when they're going long distance traveling to hunt prey in a different hemisphere.
I see.
One once told me about a plagiograph that they had, that all it did was drop ordnance on things. And they used its sleep cycle to their advantage and rigged up timed analogous explosive racks that when it would go into its sleep cycle and it would glide in a straight line, it would just randomly drop explosive canisters indiscriminately in a line. That'll teach the colonies to fight back against Demantia. Of course, that was 89, 90 years ago.
Ross,
Mm.
you know a little more about the area where our guilds are.
Yeah, I know a lot. I learned a lot from my old man. He prepared me for the war. I actually know a lot about the world in general. Just nobody fucking asks, because apparently, oh, he's too crazy. He would never know anything about life.
Well, do you know any places around the guild that would offer singing classes?
You know, the Bard College back down that way would be the great place to go.
Well, I don't exactly have the money to go to that place either.
Oh, shit. I don't fucking know. You can ask my mom. I can sing. Of course, it'd take us like 2 weeks going that way to get across the water. And I don't think we have enough dead birds to feed the Polygograff that long.
I have sausage.
That not gonna feed us very long.
Yeah, no. Of course, no. Hold on. Bonnie, give me one of the birds. And Bonnie will hand one of the dead birds over. Mind you, it's bigger than a fucking snow owl. It's like Jesus fuck. It's like an eagle. It's a big bird.
Uh-huh.
Eats these.
And I imagine it eats a whole lot of them.
Yeah, they probably fed it to the full before. And again, they have to feed them for the stomach to last. Hence the part of its sleep cycle. Get hungry, they'll also go to sleep and glide to conserve energy.
Sound like very interesting creatures.
They are. Alright, so what do you guys want to do for, I don't know, how 2 days, like Bonnie said, till we get to their parents' house? For 2 days.
Something to do.
No sex. So we play games, or
I'm
we could fight.
definitely up for games.
I-
Do you have just like bagpipes going on in there?
It's the music and guitar.
So okay,
Sitar hero.
all right. I guess we could play patty cake.
I have many various chemicals. We could mix them and see what creates an explosion.
No,
I wonder which ones would taste the best with alcohol.
some alcohol would be nice.
Amber.
Probably turpentine.
I don't think so.
Licorice.
Hmm. Damn it! Now I want to go back to the guild.
But
Because Sarah had some really sweet licorice she gave me, and it was tasty. I want more. Shit, I'm at that point where everything I think of reminds me of the person. Why?
it's sweet.
Quick, don't think about peaches.
Hmm. Fucking. Yes, I love you guys. Sin will mention. Or apricots.
Apples.
Joke's on you. I have a physical barrier in my body that's preventing me from getting an erection.
Asking about
You're asking about very specific fruit that, when cut the right way, looks like genitals.
just once.
Yeah, fucking bullshit.
He can see through your innocence.
There's one thing I am
Wait.
possible beat at. It's noticing in your house.
Can you cut an apple in a way that makes it look sexy?
Yes.
Oh, I actually didn't know that. she actually just wanted some fucking apple juice. Okay.
There is no
These
way to
baseless
deny my
accusations you're making.
baseless my ass.
It's a nice
Dang.
house.
Don't worry. Oh, I know. Let's play a card game, said no one ever.
I'm
I'd
up
be
for
fun with
that.
a card game.
Shit. All right.
Now we have to.
So, do you know how to play ribbage?
I know how to play fibbage.
Let's see. I wonder if Beatrice does know how to play it. She might.
I know how to play poker.
We could play questions only.
Okay, no, listen. So, ribbage uses a standard 52 card pack. There's a rank system of cards. The king is the high, queen, the jack, 10, the 9, the 8, the 7, the 6, the 5, the 4, the 3, 2, and the 1. Yes, they don't have aces, they have ones. Technically, it's regardless. So, you have the draw, the shuffle, and the cut. Mob has taken the small table and just like occupied it with cards. So we have a shuffled pack face down, and you cut a card. Alright, so I will cut this card and make sure to leave at least 4 cards at this end of the pack. Somebody else will cut cards and leave however many. Cut and then cut. Yeah, we've all cut some cards. Whichever one of us
Beatrice will take on that role and do some assisting there.
whichever one of us has the lower card will deal the first hand. Thereafter, the turn of dealing will alternate between lowest to highest. Now, the loser is eventually chosen, and the loser will be chosen. You always deal first if we play again. The dealer has a right to shuffle last and present cards to non-dealers for the cut prior to deals. Deal is really just a distribution of 6 cards face down. So, 6. I like how Beatrice and Fiona are interested, and it's him, but Sin is automatically drafted into anything. There's 5 of you because Faraji will play because he likes to play games with his sister. His little sister.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll
Alright,
join in.
7. Just enough. 6. 6. Now, each of you look at your 6 cards, the crib, by the way, and will lay away 2 of them face down to reduce your hand to 4. Then your 4 cards will lay away together to constitute the crib. The crib belongs to the dealer. In this case, I have elected to deal, but they will not be exposed or used until the hands have been played. Now, before the play and after the crib is laid away, non-dealers such as yourselves will cut the pack you've done. I will turn up the top card of the lower packet and place it face up on top of the pack, like so. As you can see, we have earned ourselves a 10. Interesting though, there's not hearts, diamonds, spades, and clubs. This seems to be some sort of cross on this card. We have a people. 10. Alright. Simple. Now, this is the starter. And there's not a jack, we don't call it his heels. But that's the whole thing. As the dealer, I will peg 2 points of score at once. Now, the starter is not used in the play phase, mind you. It's for later for making various card combinations that will score you points. Okay. Now the play happens after the starter's turn. The non-dealer will lay one of their cards face up on the table, i.e. you. So, whatever you get, cards you get. And keep going because I'm explaining to you actually how to play cribbage from memory. I played with my aunt when I was like fucking 12. For
It's
like
been a
2 years.
really long time since I played, so.
It was one of the good memories of living with my aunt. Cribbage and solitaire. Oh. He's going to continue explaining how to play cribbage. It's a long explanation. I can keep doing it, but it's a long explanation.
Nah,
It
I gotta go any
sounds
minute.
like the end of the session.
And find out next Friday who won this cribbage game. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you right now. My head itches.
Probably Mom.
Actually, no. This time it was